Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. A little bit deeper dive on those patch notes, the detailed patch notes. We did a video yesterday, which would have been Monday the 13th. Now this should be coming out Tuesday morning. Wanted to get one out there quickly saying, hey, go do all these things, which, by the way, make sure to do your store stuff too. Any sort of weekly offers or deals or purchases that you're doing out there, make sure that you grab those. I did not mention that in the video. I had to put that in the comments below. So get that. This one, I kind of want to talk more about the improvements in here, the things that we're seeing. Talked about this a little bit before, but we got a bit more detail. Not all the detail, but a bit more detail. So we're going to dive in. Discord link in the description below. It's the best tool to communicate as far as I'm concerned in gaming, etc. If you don't have it, definitely download it. It is fantastic. Come to the community, chat, etc. Questions, all the things. Ask questions below. Try to get back to those as best as I can. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bells, subscribe, and let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so we already went through some of this real quick. Maintenance tomorrow, Tuesday night at 5 o'clock Eastern time, so make sure you're ready for that. There's some compensation that's going to come in, Dark Zone tokens, training time tickets, so that's interesting to see. So there's clearly going to be some sort of ticket mechanism there. Maybe there's a base that you use, maybe there's tickets you use, or tickets use you to get more. Who knows? We'll see here soon. Anybody who started the game prior to this will get it. Obviously, we got the Epic Invasion coming. There's gonna be a push reward for that. Here's one of the biggest things out there, the server merges. I'm very interested to see how this goes. I did a deep video on this, so I'm not gonna elaborate much here. I'm hoping it's gonna help the health of the game, where it gets a bunch more people together, a lot more different alliances, a lot more activity for people to either play together or compete against others. So I'm liking this for now. There's the thing about inactive accounts getting deleted. We already knew about that. Duplicate squad and alliance names. There's gonna be numbers. I mentioned that in the other video. Make sure you get on to get your name if you think it could be a potential duplicate. That's critical. And then we've got the resets happening. And again, this was all in another video. I went in depth and why, what to do with all this stuff beforehand. So I'm not going to jump into that much there. It's in that video. Dark Zone reconfiguration, they talked about this. They're removing the hot time event. They're providing a designated playtime. Adjusting rewards are going to take place. Please refer to the detail maintenance. We're going to go into that in a second. I will say what I do hope, because, you know, anytime you adjust something, you've got to make sure that you get the same things before. So, you know, we get cards or companion tickets, tokens, skill cards for running through Dark Zone. Everyone called them card runs. So I'm hoping we can still get that same amount of card runs or fodder that with whatever reconfiguration they do now. They've got to balance it. They've got to figure that out. But that's going to be critical to make sure that we keep that, because it's already hard to get a lot of fodder in the game. So fingers crossed that they're on top of that. If not, we got to make sure to bring it up on the forums, etc. New login reward notice. That's just, you know, other ones ending, new ones starting. The dismantling of the Black Friday tickets. That's great. We know that. I had some left over. Part of me, I'm not going to lie, is still debating just keeping it to see if what happens next year. Maybe I keep them around for that. I don't know. I mean, that was a amazing deal. I was loving that. So I'm hoping they sort of do that every year. We'll see. They got some details about Magik coming, training guards, new companions are going to be added. So, you know, I was talking about making sure to save stuff. If you didn't save those companion tickets or companion boxes, you know, you might want to think about that next time as you get closer to a big patch. I would not recommend saving or hoarding for the next patch, because then you're never going to open anything. But I did save a couple things, hoping that they would maybe get some new things in there. I'm going to see what the new companions are, but I like seeing that. That's fun. Server merge, miscellaneous text display, new events offers, blah, blah, blah. So let's go check out the other detailed maintenance here. So we've got this one that's got Captain Marvel at the front, at the top. The other one had what? Captain America, I believe. So, or maybe they're Sam, I don't know. So, okay, in this one, we got a lot of the same stuff that's up the top. We've already gone through all of this. We know it's there. Epic Invasion, reward tickets are going to give us some of those to start. We already know about all this stuff with the resets, Dark Zone reconfiguration, new login, dismantling Black Friday. Okay. So here's where it really starts to start with the new things. So Magik's coming. So we know she's coming. We get the Soul Sword, created from her soul and stone. She's got spectacular performance skills, summoning her dark minions, minions Hydra Imp Hound, mutant ability of Stepping Dish. She's wielding powers of the ruler of Limbo. We know this. Transformation into Dark Child is something that we're going to see. So I'm excited to see that. I've got to think that's going to be her ult. Can't wait for the agents to play it. Awesome. We've talked about this before. They're going to give us a hero slot so that we can enjoy it without burden, which basically means it's free. So I think this shows this a little bit further down how that's going to work. So they also mention again, you cannot, this is what they say. I'll just say, please note the transmutation of Magik's costumes and Omega cards and their use of transmutation materials will not be available at this time. Said it a few videos ago, so make sure you know that. Epic Invasion update. It's going to happen after the maintenance, so yay us. Training gown, details coming soon. New companions, details coming soon. New costumes, details coming soon. Details coming soon. Dark Zone reconfigured. This is probably one of the bigger parts of this that I kind of want to focus on. I really want to hear from everybody how you feel about this. The long and short of what's going to happen here, it's a PvP zone, period. There's no more PvE type concepts. There are no more like soft zones for people to go into to take it easy and not have people potentially killing them. This is going to be a slugfest. No really rhyme or reason to cut it otherwise. So expect to be fighting people in these. Expect to, duke it out for whatever's in there. So let's see what they have to say. First they say the greatest charm is to allow us a sense of achievement through cooperation and competition. So they want us to work together and they want us to fight. They'll strive to provide the agents with the game experience that delivers the core content. That's great. With this update, they're going to reconfigure Dark Zone so they can cooperate and compete. Super duper. Since it's, they didn't say that part. Since it's content that since agents compete with the opposing team by cooperating with a party or alliance members, they look forward to seeing the performance. So first up, they're getting rid of the PvE zones. They're gone. There were 2 PvP, 3 PvE. Now there's going to be 3 PvP. That's it. 3 channels, all PvP. Go in there, fight it. Removing Dark Zone Hero XP. It's gone. No longer get Hero XP in Dark Zone. Love it. That's because of training grounds. They specifically say it. You want to go in there and get that for any XP that you want. That's where your PvE simple farming stuff is going to be at. So for anybody who is struggling doing that because people attack them, that's where you want to go. Dark Zone hot time removal and access change. So this is the part that I was really curious to see how they kind of shake out on this. I was a little worried depending what they do. I kind of hoped they reduced the time, but they didn't necessarily do it. So they had a hot time before where it was accessible for 24 hours and you get 2 time zones or times 2. So what they're saying that they wanted the hot time so more people could participate, but they found it was rather inconvenient and caused a lot of stress amongst agents. And I believe that they're right with that. So they removed the hot time and are planning to change the Dark Zone access hours. So please be advised that the duration of playing time will still be an hour as before. I thought that hour was potentially going to reduce. Sounds like it is still an hour. So we'll see. Now, you might not need an hour or want an hour. We are going to need to see how this all shakes out. After the update, it is only available, and this is based on whatever region you're on. So I'm on Omega Flight, which is East. So if you are in a different time zone, this is going to affect you. So 1900, what is that? 7 o'clock at night Eastern, all the way through midnight. Okay, or just before midnight. That's when I can go into Dark Zone. So it is basically going to be your nighttime activity, but you get 1 hour of it. So you can come and go as you want. Well, who knows? You got to figure that out with your alliance. So we know that's changing. Now, the question is how long do you need to be in there for? We'll see if they give us any hints here. I'm not really sure. Increase Dark Zone points for defeating other heroes. Clearly indicating once again they want us to fight. So if you beat other people, you're going to get more points. That's that. Dark Zone reward improvement. Dark Zone rewards are going to be improved. So, common villain before, battle badge you're still going to get. Dark Zone points you're still going to get. Hero level XP, that is now gone. After the update, you're going to get a Dark Zone token. How many you're going to get, we'll see. What it gets you, again, we will see. I've got to think it's something okay, maybe. The prime targets. Before update, you got an Omega card. After the update, you get a crystal. So that was the part I had mentioned earlier. It is going to be important. Where are they replacing these Omega cards at? Are we going to get them from Dark Zone tokens? Because we get some of those. Are they going to put them in rewards for more the higher rank you got in the Dark Zone that you got to get those Omega cards? Maybe people start caring about their ranks a little bit more in Dark Zone. Maybe that's where it comes from. Let's pay attention to that. Let's circle back on that in the future. If there is something that we think needs to be touched on, let's make sure we post on the forums, etc., and share our experience and thoughts there. The changes in the weekly reward. So previously it was all tokens. You got tokens wherever you were at. That was it. After the rewards, all right, so all of the tokens stayed the exact same, but the gold is way more. You get first, you get 1,000,000 gold. Second, 850K. Third, 700K. All the way down where you can see it, where if you're in the top 100, you're going to get 300K. So I like the gold insertion here. Could I use more? Yeah, who doesn't want more gold? But I am happy to see that. They didn't change any of the token amount, but they are giving you more gold. So there's a little bit more incentive to go in there. I got to admit, I wouldn't mind 1,000,000 gold just for, doing well. Then what else? They get the prime target HP. So they're buffing the bosses in there for the primes. They're also changing the spawning time adjustment. So we'll see how that works. I'm not really sure how that's going to shake out. I don't know what they're adjusting. Maybe they're going to be more often or less often. I don't know. New items added in the Dark Zone token shop. So there's going to be things we can get there. Omega cards that were excluded from the Dark Zone reward, along with this update, will be added to the shop. So I think that's exactly what they're expecting here, is that they want you to use those Dark Zone tokens to buy the Omega cards in there. Trade the Dark Zone tokens acquired from defeating villains for a 2 to 4 Dark Zone Omega card box. So let's see, purchase count. You can get 5 times a week per squad, so it's 200. So that'll be 1,000. That'll be 1,000 tokens for 5 cards. Okay, so that, per week. That feels like a nerf there. Am I not wrong? I'm not. I mean, because you get at least. No, that's a nerf. It's a nerf because your primes alone, depending where you ranked, you'd get 2 to 3 right there. And then from all the other bosses, you could get, that's 7, 7 minimum there. So, yeah, I know, granted, this could be up to 4-star, but the drop rates on these tend to lean into the lower amounts. So if you get 4s, that's great. But if you're getting a lot of 2s, then it's going to be a nerf. So they're going to have to potentially look at that and balance that. So let's keep an eye on that. Omega card and companion presets, we know about that. Gigantic thumbs up to that. Very, very excited about it. Costume draw components and rates are going to be adjusted. I mentioned this in the other video, that they're going to adjust these. We don't know which way. I'm assuming they're going to give us better drops because they're pretty low already. So, and I have to admit, in a game like this, I'm glad they start low and build up, so that way they can kind of figure it out, as opposed to giving us a bunch of stuff and taking it away. So we know the draw rate for region and special costumes is going to be increased. So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully we can get some more of those so that we can get them for fodder, get them for nanoing. We need to be able to nano more. Thank you. Come on, give me some nanos. I want them so I can get my red stars on that gear. The costume draw rate can be checked in the details, obviously, after maintenance. Okay, so this is the part where they say 1 additional base hero slot will be added. That's where it's free. See how this says 4? Base hero slot's 4. That's what it is now. It's changing to 5. So you get 5 characters to start the game for free. Magic's going to be free for all of us. Happy to see that. I'm glad they did that. Costume craft and item stat rates can be checked in game. The rate that information can be checked in the game as follows: target items, costumes, and battle badges in the workshop, blah, 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 blah. They basically can be a see that. So that's good, I guess. I always like stuff like that. Addition, the Dark Zone badge. There's going to make a Dark Zone battle badge crafting function, so that could be good. Honestly, I don't get a lot of Dark Zone badges because they're just, the RNG for them is pretty, Maybe this will make it a little better. I got rid of a bunch of mine. I wish I would have kept them, but oh well. Addition of new gathering spot feature for a party has been added, so that's going to be interesting. So maybe it helps us either, if we're in a party, zoom to the same spot, or it tags, maybe it's similar to putting flags down in Dark Zone, not really sure. Auto chat translation function. Basically, a lot of people all throughout the globe play this game. There's going to be an auto translate, checking the game exactly how to do that. I won't go through that now. There's not a lot there, but if you want to check it out. Targeting improved. We already talked about this. There's going to be something in game. Settings, game, target priority. You're going to be able to adjust that. The default option will be to nearby enemy. You got to think about exactly how we're going to do that. The costume nano infusion. stuff is going to be improved. We talked about this already. I'm not going to go into this. Basically, it's additive. It gives you a little bit more freedom for wanting to nano something up. If it's close to being good, you might not want to take it past that 3rd or 4th red, but at least you can get something up until you get that quote-unquote god roll if you want to get it. Nano Fusion effect upgrade. After maintenance, one more Nano Fusion option can be acquired at a specific Nano Fusion stage to help improve the costume effect. Normal costume, first Nano option acquired upon reaching a first one, grade 1 each. Yeah, so basically it's second Nano Fuse options acquire upon reaching grade 6, reaching grade 3. Stat increase upon reaching grade 6. So it looks like once you get to... That's interesting. So once you get to grade, at least for the region, there's going to be a stat increase once you get to 6. And for specials, there's going to be a stat increase once you get to 4 and 6. So they're buffing those costumes so that they incentivize you a little bit more to nano those specifics. I can't blame them for that. I have to admit that, you know, getting a special costume built up and getting it nanoed, it's pretty tough. Let's see what else we got here. Red dot indication will be added to equipped costumes, which can be nano fused. So that's great, I guess. Special costume base option will be increased. So let's see. So they gave us a little bit more attack here for costume A. That's basically the head. The chest is costume B. That gets a little buffer attack. Yeah, basically, that's interesting. I wonder why they did all of that. So everybody gets, all the costumes get a little buff across the board. I wonder if they're just finding that some folks are having struggles against some PvE content and they're seeing that, but we'll see. Alliance Omega War matchmaking, or entry requirements have been adjusted. Minimum number of participants is going to go from 10 to 8, which is great. Required participation goes down. It's 3,000. I wish they would have cut that in half. Honestly, I don't see a point to really costing anything, frankly. Entry period adjustment also from 5 to 10 minutes, which is great. They're adjusting dimension. Man, there's a whole lot of this, I'm telling you. Dimension duel, they're affecting the matchmaking. Improvements are going to be made to reflect the results caused by the difference in score with the opposing agent. So if you're smoking people, they might put you up on a higher tier earlier. They say here specifically, if an opposing agent has a higher dimension duel score and loses, the points deducted will be less than 15 points. Vice versa, if you win against the opponent with a higher score, you'll go, okay. That's going to be interesting. So the points are not just 15 flat anymore. That's going to be, wow, okay. So it incentivizes you to beat somebody who's got a higher score than you. And if you lose to someone who's got lower, then you're like, I shouldn't. They're saying you basically shouldn't have lost. So I'm used to that in a lot of different PvP type games. Not super surprised there. Additional points given to the best player in special ops will be removed. We talked about that. They didn't like how that was causing certain things. So that hopefully this gives us the opportunity to just collectively work together and people will not AFK or I will say, if people start AFK in this, they're going to have to boot people from that and somehow not give them rewards in special ops, because that's the next thing that's going to happen. So I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to AFK special ops. Sorry, guy. So we want to make sure that keep an eye on that as well. Companion usability will be improved. Basically, they're making it easier to equip it. The star grade, if the star grade hasn't reached the maximum, the upgrade pop-up will appear for confirmation stuff. There's all kinds of different increases here. Collection options can be checked in companion info. The collection option description will display in pop-ups. Acquirable bonus stats can be checked before reaching 5-star companion. Thank you. We had this chart going that we were basically documenting this. Now it's going to be in game, thank the Lord. When auto-selecting companion level up screen, the next level for the companion will be selected instead of the current level. When leveling up to a 6-star companion, any companion XP value exceeding level 60 will be displayed. What's going to happen to it, I don't know. The companion level requirement for upgrading the next summon skill will be displayed when reaching the maximum level of companion skill. Great. Man, this thing is long. We're almost there, guys. The items that cannot be acquired due to the inventory being full can now be checked through the system chat message. Damage received will count towards the calculation of epic evasion. We talked about that before. Other heroes, and I hope that's like, if I get a bunch of damage, my points are lower, but if I don't get much because I've been dodging, etc., maybe that was better. But at the same time, what about all those storms who get aggro all the time, even though they're not tanks? I don't know. Other hero info UI will be improved, made from the companion, where you can check through the hero information screen. Improvements, the Omega card and specialization buttons will be removed. Tapping the details buttons will help you see Omega card and companions. I still am waiting to see something about that giant flash screen where it's like a big boss is here and you can't see anything on the screen. Where's that fix? I want that. Please, please, please. Agents will be able to use multiple selection bots at once. We know that. Friend requests pop-up will display on the operations of PvP. That's great. The product name and date will display upon receiving perks via messages. Great. Dark Domain balance will be decreased. So that's interesting. The attack power of the Dark Domain Twisted Border villains will be decreased. So they've obviously seen that it's a little bit hard, and I have to admit it, I agree with that. So they've got some villains there. The attack power, defense, and HP of Dormammu from the Dark Domain has been decreased. Not gonna lie, that was... I'm not even super strong, but I'm 1-1-1-2. And man, oh man, was he still a pain in the butt. So thank you for doing that. I think it was definitely dude. Certain skill damage of Dormammu that spawns has been decreased. We already talked about that. So fixes, Alliance Lab skill of some alliances will be reset and fixed. Alliance already used the Alliance Gold, so that's great. There were some issues there, so they're going to get that back. They apologize for the inconvenience. An issue where the hero dodge gauge intermittently resets fixed. Insufficient ultimate gauge, they're going to fix that. Cool. Captain Marvel, photon boost getting fixed. Doctor Strange, timing annihilation. Seems to look as if it does not work. So there's okay, so that's good. I know there were some strange bugs, so hopefully looks like it might be a visual error there that they're fixing. An issue where some hero ultimate or specialization activity time does not display correctly. So they're showing that here. So they're going to show that with Captain America, Captain Marvel, Star-Lord, Black Widow. Cooldown of specializations, heroes HP, skill cooldown. Let's see, anything big in here? An issue where agents intermittently can go beyond the height limit in Dimension Duel. So there's something going on with that they're going to fix, which will be good. Fix an issue where heroes intermittently cannot fly at the start of special ops. So that's going to get fixed. I've heard about that a few times. Force closing in Dark Zone. Hopefully that goes away. That's been super annoying. All right, so there's a number of things in there. If you want to freeze it and check that out, more power to you. Or, check out come to the Discord. This is in our updates section. There's some badges here. Hero skill descriptions improved just so they can see some stuff. Immune, it's actually invincible. Debuff immunity, becomes immune to debuffs. Storm's snow shield, it's invincible as opposed to immune. Status effect immunity, debuff immunity, pop up. See battle badges. What else in here? Okay, then a bunch of ending events. They've got a bunch of offers, discontinued offers. Feel free to look through those. Oh, holy cow. I don't know. This video is going to be way longer than what I thought it was going to be. I'm glad I split this into two. Holy moly. A bunch of improvements. I will have to say, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I think the game is still heading in the right direction. I'm really happy to see a lot of these things. I am still having fun. I mentioned the Discord link in the description below. Comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff and what they're still missing and what they can still do to improve the game in your eyes. Hammer down the like button, click notification bell, subscribe, all that stuff. Gotta go get some water, take some deep breaths. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.